mushroom faster if we split up.
I'm glad the show's not afraid to give us random groups of villains like the Lizard League that ultimately don't do anything too terrible or too violent to our heroes at all. Ever.
The Guardians of the Globe!
Always a treat to see some of the original Guardians working together again. Might be wishful thinking, but it would be so cool if they adapted the spin-off comics about the Guardians as special episodes as well.
Darkwing not coming down.
Still healing after the Chronodile battle.
Red Rush?
Busy in Russia, and Martian Man's helping Dark Blood on some important mission.
I'm kind of glad all the Guardians aren't here. It keeps framing the Lizard League as the underdog who isn't even worthy of fighting all of the Guardians, while also saving time for better pacing and saving money on those characters' voice actors and animating them.
Plain white thing not flashy enough for you?
Yeah, the tailor said it wasn't iconic enough.
Nolan basically looks at the camera as a little, hey, remember me? To the audience.
I know how important this baby is.
Brandyworth and Polly both wear pink, hinting at Eve's favorite color.
They're getting closer.
Grey Griffin voices Eve's biological mother, Polly, and adopted mother, Betsy. She also voices like half the Invincible cast. She's got Amanda, Ray, Olga, Thula. I mean, seriously, if I gave Grey Griffin a win for every new character she played, it would inflate the win count so much. So I'll just say, Grey Griffin is eternally a win.
That child is too valuable to leave her birth in the hands of civilian doctors.
Lance Reddick, though, is always a win. May he rest in peace.
Oh, she's just perfect.
It's weird to think how lovingly Eve's dad looks at her as a baby versus now. It's actually kind of sad to think that he could despise his daughter as much as he does, adopted or not. Also, Betsy's fingernails are pink too.
Oh, she's not gifted. She's just weird. Public school's fine.
The neighbor called me last week because she'd been staring at his tree for an hour.
The neighbors are talking about her? What's the name of that school for weirdos?
Adam pisses me off.
Samantha Wilkins, right?
Yeah. I guess you know I'm the weirdo that lives across the street from you.
Aw, friendship. And also a reminder that kids will take a lot of the things you say to heart and start to define themselves by it, like how Eve called herself a weirdo. So don't be like Adam.
They just want a normal kid who does her piano lessons and gets straight A's and stuff.
Wait, are piano lessons like a thing that everyone's parents made them do? I thought it was just me as a kid. Good to know I'm not alone.
You should go to a school for special kids.
They don't have any fun or care about anything. They're just a bunch of freaks.
They're freaks? Look at yourself. Isn't that why you belong there? She knows I didn't mean it.
Didn't you?
Here's a win for Betsy and the fact that she's managed to deal with this guy for so many years. That surprised look on her face. She didn't mean to make it, but she was subconsciously considering it and made it by accident. It's like she's calling herself to action.
Why are you stealing dogs?
Because no one gives a shit about dogs.
Speak for yourself.
Dude, I think it's a Powerpuff Girl.
Buzz off, Powerpuff. Come on, we need to get the rest.
That's what you get for using the same joke twice.
Your father and I have done everything for you. Look the other way with these odd little habits of yours. We should try harder sometimes.
Wow, is that a surefire way to destroy your kids' confidence? Acting like them not being the way you want them to be is them not trying, when really they're just different.
And sit down nicely and wait for the police.
I like to think of Elephant as every teen superhero's level 1 villain, and Kilcannon is like a solid level 2. The fact that Eve starts with him already shows how powerful and confident she is.
The name's Kill Cannon, not gets beat up by little girls, Cannon.
Guess you'll need to go down to City Hall and get it changed.
Eve's got comebacks.
Trade you a burger for some answers.
Funny to think she totally could have just made them both burgers right here.
Whoa.
I assure you, someone has asked the question, why didn't the Guardians intervene? And I say, 1, they could be busy with something else, and 2, I'd much rather get a good character moment for Eve to grow on her own rather than worry about continuity. I feel the same way for every MCU movie where people ask why the Avengers didn't intervene.
We're not perfect, like you.
Non-powered humans in Eve's life think of her as a freak, while her siblings and the government consider her perfect. Love to see radically different perspectives like this.
So you're less good versions of me, and this should be easy.
She takes the wrong lesson away from what Phase 2 says, but it makes sense for a 12-year-old. Something about the rhythm and the feel of this fight is better than Season 1 in a way that I can't quite describe. The best part of Adam Eve fights are how creatively she uses her powers, in this episode and future episodes of Invincible after this special came out. Oh, what? That's a yup. I'm gonna take this as my opportunity to give the whole fight scene 5 wins, even if I don't love how this armor looks.
We're gonna die!
It'll be worth it to see the light drain from your perfect eyes.
Compliments? And another 5 wins for quick thinking, partially because Eve's working so fast under stress and because the animators just keep thinking of cool ways to show off her powers.
All we hear is how perfect you are, how perfect we are.
Classic sibling sentiment.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Eve. I wish everything was different for us.
A genuine tearjerker moment, but also hilariously similar to how I feel like a lot of sibling fights go. You try to kill each other one moment and you're kind to each other the next.
That's
Good old mom.
This episode feels a little bit like Invincible's first episode in the way that it's a bit lighter in tone to start and it's really dark by the end. The difference is Adam Eve's special does it a lot more gradually while Invincible did it more abrupt. Both tone shifts work perfectly for their respective episodes though.
you murdered my whole family!
Appropriate reaction.
I am Samantha Eve Wilkin. I defy you to even remember who I am.
Classic hero stating their real name moment, but it also has a logistical purpose too, since she's trying to wipe their memories.
She's late for her own birthday. You couldn't even call.
Did you eat my cake?
How dare you?
How dare I? How dare you?
Seriously though, that's just a terrible thing to do. An interesting twist on the idea of your found family being closer to you than your biological family. But in this situation, Eve's biological family is actually more important to her than her own adopted one.
That boy is never getting his powers, is he?
Even if he doesn't, we'll love him just as much. Finish dinner while I untape the boy.
Action speaking way louder than words. He's angry at the thought of Mark not being like him, and he thinks the opposite of what Debbie's saying. He won't love Mark the same way if he doesn't get powers, but then he's sad, angry at himself for even thinking of such a thing. It's that inner human side and that inner Viltrumite side fighting on full display. And that's the Adam Eve special episode. I thought a surprise bite-sized video would be fun, plus I totally forgot that I planned to do this before season 2. I really love that they did this special though, mainly because it opens the door for more of those spin-off comics to be turned into special episodes like this, or maybe even a spin-off show called Invincible Universe, the same way that all the comic spin-offs are collected in the Invincible Universe compendiums. But what'd you guys think of this special? Let me know in the comments. As always, you guys are an absolute win, and I'll see you soon.